What's up, guys? Welcome back. Glad you're here. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at the GS1s. That's right, the Grid Series 1 deck by Luke Wadey. That's right, so buckle in your seatbelts, because we're going there. Let's go. The Grid Series 1 playing cards, or the GS1 playing cards by Luke Wadey, the familiar, brilliant mind behind the Mono X playing cards, were on Kickstarter at the end of April of 2017 and were successfully funded after 354 backers pledged 8,400 pounds of an original 2,000 pound goal. This deck is the first in a series of 3 different designs that Luke created to encapsulate the characteristics behind International Typographic Styles, or that Swiss graphic style, so to speak. This also focuses on each card being able to be seen and displayed through text, but also keeping the prime fundamental values required in playing card design. The front of the tuck case is in this really nice matte gray color. It says Grid at the bottom with a bright yellow dot. It says Series 1 in the right upper hand corner and typographic playing cards along the side. The left side of the tuck says Grid Poker playing cards, and it has the yellow background. The right side has that same background, but this time it says Luke Wadey Design. The bottom of the tuck case has a little bit of ad copy. The upper part of the tuck has nothing except for the upper part of the tuck seal, which says Series 1, again in this bright yellow seal. The inner part of the tuck flap says Grid with that yellow dot like we've seen earlier on the front, and then you see the finishing part, or the lower part of the tuck seal, where it says Grid once again. The back says Series 1 as well, and it has the same pattern that we've seen on the front. Alright, this deck was printed by the United States Playing Card Company on their retail stock. It does have a modern cut as well as an air cushion emboss. And for those of you that want to know, yes, the back design is the design of the tuck box as well, and it is a one-way design. Alright, so with this deck, you're going to receive 4 extra cards. One is going to be a typical ad card for the most part. It's going to be talking about the deck and design. Nothing too crazy. The other 3 are going to be jokers. That's right, 3 jokers. This would be pretty cool and useful for like use on like a 3 money routine, 3 card money, and a couple of other routines as well. 2 of these jokers are going to be duplicates and original, as you can see in the 2 yellows, and the other one's going to be that dark blue color, which you will also see in the future with the Grid Series 2. So this deck is 100% customized deck from the floor up. That's right, this is not your standard deck whatsoever, and I love it. That's right. You know, I've never really had the chance to really check out any typographic type of decks, but I'll tell you what, this one definitely takes the cake. Ever since I have seen these and checked them out, I really enjoy how it's done. These are marked for, you know, suits in different ways on there, not marked in the sense of a marking system, but the way he went about it, you know, putting what kind of card it is, and you know, the different sides and the corners and stuff like that, displaying it the way he did. It's completely brilliant, making the hearts and the diamonds completely red on the face, and doing the same with the black clubs and spades in return. I really love it. It definitely makes this deck pop when you're doing certain flourishes and whatnot, and it's just an overall good looking deck of playing cards. The court cards are pretty much the same. Actually, they are identical to the same design, that same typographic type of style, that Swiss typographic design. Like I said, again, one of the favorite parts that really sticks out to me is, not only the way it's spelled out, but, it's not your traditional or standard cards, to say the least. I like how it says, club or diamond or heart off in the corners or on the sides there. Really gives it a really cool and different, unique perspective. Alright, so as far as the aces, those are going to be the same design as well. None of them are more prominent than the others. They all flow cohesively into the entire theme of the deck. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on this deck? Man, another amazing deck of cards. Me personally, I don't know about you guys, but I know I can speak for myself when I say I'm not always the biggest fan or too fond of one-way back design decks. For a lot of reasons. You're playing around, you're shuffling a deck of cards, and next thing you know, you want to do a fan or whatever the case, and you got all the cards, one facing this way, two are facing this way, one's facing this way. It's just a clutter, what. So what happens is then you're stuck turning them around, getting them back in the same little structured order that they came in, and then you just to turn around and do it all again. Well, guess what? It's annoying sometimes. This deck, I don't mind being annoyed by because it doesn't annoy me. And that is something I only find very so often not. Anyway, that's something I don't see a lot of. The last time I seen this with a one-way back design that I actually enjoyed this much, besides the second series deck, which I'll be reviewing soon, is the Forest deck by Daniel Snyder and Chris Orbit Brown. And like I said, I can't tell you the one before that. Like I said, these things only happen very so not often. I don't know why I can't say that right. Anyway, so like I said, an amazing deck of cards. Hands down. Like I said, 5 out of 5. No questions asked. Just on a great deck. And like I said, Luke does this on his everyday life. This is what he does for a living. Other than putting it out there for the design world in cards. This is great. Like I said before on the Mono X review, Luke is here to stay. He proves it every time. And yeah, it's just an overall good deck of cards. Like I said, he's on Kickstarter right now, doing the third installment. It's also the final installment of the series, the GS3. So I linked everything down below. You guys can go ahead and check that out. And like I said, back him for a deck 2, 30, 40, doesn't matter. Just show some love, because like I said, this deck is amazing and you want to get your hands on them, because I do know, if I'm not mistaken, there was only less than 2,000 of these made. And yeah, as far as the other ones, the GS2s, the GS3s, once they're printed and done, they're done. They're never coming back. So yeah. So like I said, I'll link these down below. You guys can go ahead and get yourself a couple of these before they're all gone. I do want to thank Luke Wadey for sending these out to allow me to do the review. Also, if you enjoyed this review as much as I enjoyed doing it for you, consider hitting that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you beautiful people on the next one.